In just under a week's time, my most anticipated game of the year will finally be in all of our hands. A new MMORPG developed by an industry veteran that always has a keen eye on innovation. Andrew Gower and his team are poised to redefine the MMO experience with its vibrant aesthetics, immersive storytelling, and groundbreaking gameplay mechanics. Not too far off the horizon, the shores are brighter than ever. Fen Research invites you to Andrew Gower's Brighter Shores. In today's episode, we'll be diving in and looking at all of the features that I am most excited for. Before we look at more of the gameplay mechanics that are on offer here in Brighter Shores, let's have a little history lesson. So, who is Andrew Gower and why should we be so excited? In 1999, Andrew Gower, along with his brother Paul Gower and friend Constant Tedder, founded Jagex. The company initially focused on developing games using Java technology, which allowed for online play. In 2001, Andrew Gower started working on what would become RuneScape. Developed as a browser-based game using Java, RuneScape was influenced by Gower's love for games like Zelda and Ultima Online. The first version of RuneScape was released on January 4th, 2001. The game was noteworthy for its expansive open world and its innovative use of Java in an online multiplayer setting. RuneScape quickly gained popularity due to its accessible gameplay and community-oriented features. It allowed players to interact in a fantasy world, complete quests, and develop skills. The game was free to play with the option for a paid membership, which became a profitable model for Jagex. With the growing success of RuneScape, many updates for the game were developed. Some of these updates weren't exactly favoured very well by the community. This has led to believe why Andrew Gower sold his share in Jagex to hopefully land on Brighter Shores. And that's where we are today. We're not dreaming of a Brighter Shores. We're actually here. It's just around the corner, and I can't wait to experience this new universe. So Fen Research has given us a couple of snippets of gameplay and descriptions of what to expect in this new MMO. So let's have a look at some of the features I'm most excited for. So to me, Brighter Shores feels like a richly immersive, charming little game, with influences where magic and nature intertwine. The atmosphere of the different colourful biomes creating an emotional landscape that draws players into its expansive world. Brighter Shores is definitely one of those games where, after a long day's hard work, you come home, you sit down for a couple of hours, and you cast your rod out and see what game you can catch. While I love to hear as well for that audio pleasure, each region boasts unique ambient sounds, crackling campfires, distant animal calls, or the rustle of unseen creatures. The music shifts depending on the player's location and activities. Let's take a second to really listen to that ambience. Whoever has done the ambient soundtracks, I must commend you for really sucking me in to the world of Brighter Shores. Something that is not realised upon the past MMOs years prior is just sometimes the worlds and the landscapes feel like an empty shell. As rememberable as a game like World of Warcraft is, I'm sure most of you knows what Ironforge or Stormwind looks like. But have you ever stopped to smell the flowers, touch the tree, or maybe examine that chair? RuneScape had a very interesting feature. You could right-click almost everything around you and examine it. This would usually give you a brief description of said item, or it would give funny pop references or insights into the developer's mind. I'm happy to announce that Brighter Shores is actually bringing that feature back. A tweet from Paul Gower. It reads, "Today I have been mostly describing stuff. Virtually everything in Brighter Shores has these information cards. There are thousands of them, and they all have description text boxes." So, I love this. This brings the universe of the Brighter Shores where you could literally touch and describe everything you see around you. It really makes you believe that things are happening around you, even if you're not, objectively interacting with it. There's things around you that have a purpose, have a meaning, and if you would like, you could be a part of that. Brighter Shores is structured into episodes, with each episode features its own unique side quests, professions and lands, as well as advancing the central story. Episodes 1 and 2 are 100% free to play. This is fantastic to see happen. You'll be able to dip your toes into the shore to determine if the feel of the game is right for you. To have access to everything after episode 2, you'll have to pay either a one-off or a recurring subscription. This is very exciting to see. Little to no entry is needed to actually start playing the game. Andrew Gower has stated his hate for microtransactions, so I think we're in pretty safe hands. In terms of botting, this should be at a minimum, because free-to-play accounts will not be able to trade with other players. Another point to add is the world tiles are nodes, so you shouldn't have to fight for resources, which should decrease botting even further. I adore skills in video games. Whether you're a traveling merchant, a space pirate, or a stealthy archer, skills is what really defines and makes your character unique. So how do skills, or in Brighter Shores' case, professions, how do they all work? So this is what the team has to say about professions. So professions, they're all linked to the episode structure we've got, so you don't get every single one straight away. As you go through the game, more and more become available. You can do them all at once, but you have to progress through the story, because we don't want to overwhelm you. And so trying to make sure that it starts off with a relatively small amount of stuff you can do, just enough to get you hooked and get you interested. And then it gradually, gently, without feeling artificial and gated, introduces more and more stuff. As you level up, we've tried to make the pace at which you get new things to do in the professions very rapid, so it doesn't get too dry and too repetitive. We've very carefully designed it so that the most efficient options keep changing, and it makes it fairly obvious. You don't have to do the most efficient option, you can keep doing the same thing. But the game sort of nudges you to doing different things all the time. Something that I have noticed going through the footage of Brighter Shores is that it seems like some professions can actually be done cooperatively. So, Instead of cutting the tree down on your lonesome self, why don't you catch a friend and you start sawing the base of the tree together? Or why don't you just grab a bigger net and you can grab more fish? What I like about this activity is you can make friends very easily this way. You just grab someone and be like, hey, if we work together, we can get more resources. And then from there you get chatting and you make a great new friend and you get more resources. What's not to love? A great feature, which I really think is a big innovation, is the feature in Brighter Shores, which is passive activity. What this is it means you can continue to train certain professions while being logged off the game completely. So there's going to be certain things out there where you can just passively gain experience and you don't have to even touch a single key. This is great for the casual gamer experience where sometimes when you play these MMOs you do feel like you're maybe a little bit behind from the hardcore crowd. Well, now you can just do it offline. So what are you all waiting for? Go to Steam and wishlist Brighter Shores right now. And until next time, I will see you all on the Brighter Shores.